القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome to lesson number 5. Lesson number 5 is Al-Basmalah bayna al-Suratayn. So the Basmalah between the two surahs. Previously we done the Basmalah at the beginning of the surah, and in this lesson we will do the Basmalah that comes in between two surahs. So if you've ever opened up the Mus'haf, you will see that every surah is divided by the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. There's one exception to this, and the exception is Al-Anfal and Surah Tawbah, and we will look at that in a second. So in the previous lesson we learned how to start, and in this lesson we will know how to finish. So before we continue the rules on Basmalah, we will explain some points regarding the Basmalah between the surah. Surah is the plural of surah. So if you see surah, that means three surahs or more. Okay, Suratayn is two surahs. Number 1, according to Imam Asim, Basmalah is the first ayah of Surah Al-Fatiha. It is also the verse 30 of Surah Al-Naml, Al-Naml, which is includes Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So Imam Asim is a Qari, and according to all the Kufin, actually, all of the people of Kufa, okay, is the people who came from a certain area of Kufa, they are of this opinion. And number 2, Basmalah is not part of any other surah, but must be read between the surah to differentiate between them. So apart from being the first ayah of Surah Al-Fatiha and the 30th ayah of Surah Al-Naml, Basmalah is not part of the Quran in terms of it's not revealed as part of the surah, but it must be read to differentiate between them, because the Prophet ﷺ used to do it as well. Now, number 3, Basmalah is not read between Surah Al-Anfal and Surah Al-Tawbah. So it's actually not at the beginning of Surah Al-Tawbah. More specifically, it's not read before At-Tawbah. So even if you're starting the recitation and you have not read Surah Al-Anfal, but you're starting from the recitation of Surah Al-Tawbah, you will not read Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. You will only read the Ta'awudh, and then you will start with the first ayah of Surah Al-Tawbah. So how is that done? That is done like this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم براءة من الله ورسوله إلى الذين عاهدتم من المشركين. So if you had a look there, or if you analyze there, I didn't read the Bismillah, I only read A'udhu Billah, and I went straight to Surah Al-Tawbah. And that's how you read At-Tawbah. And the same thing when you're continuing between them. Now, for those people who are actually already a little bit advanced and want to find out how you would go in between Surah Al-Tawbah, Surah Al-Anfal and Surah Al-Tawbah, then there are 3 ways in how you can go between Surah Al-Anfal and Surah Al-Tawbah. And they are, you do a sakt, or you can do wasl, or you can do the wasl or sakt. So there are 2 ways in which you can continue with this. So how would that happen? The first way is to the last ayah of Surah Al-Anfal, and we're going to do the last part of the ayah so you can do it properly, you can hear it properly, and that would be Inna Allah bi kulli shay'in alimun bara'atun min Allahi wa rasulihi ila alladhina ahadtum min al-mushrikeen. So that is wasl. And then the second way, which would be sakt, is Inna Allah bi kulli shay'in alim براءة من الله ورسوله إلى الذين عاهدتم من المشركين. So that is sect. Sect is when you don't take a breath between the pause. And actually there is a third way, and that's called fasl. That means you do stop, but you take a breath. Fasl is different to qat'. Qat' means when you cut off the recitation. Fasl means when you are continuing the recitation. So this is like Inna Allah bi kulli shay'in alim bara'atun min Allah wa rasulihi ila alladhina ahadtum min al-mushrikeen. So there are three ways for those of you who are advanced who want to know how to continue between these two surahs. So coming on to the general normal rules of this now. 4 rules on Basmalah bin Suratain. So the first one is cutting all 3. Qat'ul kull. Qat'ul kull. So that's reading the last ayah of the previous surah, stopping, then reading the Basmalah, and then stopping, and then reading the first ayah of the next surah. So we will do this with the last 2 surahs of the Quran. The last ayah. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. So here we cut off the recitation of all 3 places. We just read the last ayah of the previous surah, stopped, then we read the Basmalah, then we stopped, and then we read the first ayah of the next surah. So that is Qat'ul Kull. The next one is Waslul Kull, number 2, joining all 3, and that's reading the last ayah of the previous surah, reading the Basmalah, and then reading the first ayah of the next surah, all in one breath without stopping. And in this example that we have been giving is وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. So if we heard, there was no stopping in between that. It was all in one breath. Went all the way from the last ayah of the previous surah, read the Basmalah and the first ayah of the next surah, all in one breath. The next one is Wasl al-Basmalah bi awwal surah. That's joining the Basmalah with the beginning of the surah. So what does that mean? That means that we read the last ayah of the previous surah and we stop. Then we read the Basmalah and read the first ayah of the next surah all in one breath without stopping. So the example that we have been giving would be like this. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس. We see that there is a stopping from the previous surah, and then there is a continuation from Basmalah and the first ayah of the next surah. So the last one is the one which is not allowed. So these 3 are allowed, and the last one which is not allowed. You are not allowed to read the last ayah of the previous surah with the Basmalah, then stop, and then read the first ayah of the next surah. This is not allowed. Why? Because it then sounds like Basmalah is part of the last surah and not the differentiator between the 2 surahs. So just for teaching purposes, I am going to do it, and that would be وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. So this is not allowed. You're not allowed to do this. You have to ensure that the Basmalah is always either cut off completely or is read with the next surah, but never ever cut off while joining it to the previous surah. So this is the 4 ways or 3 ways that you're allowed to, and 1 which is you're not allowed to recite the Basmalah bin Suratain. So go through the exercises. You will do these exercises, and you will also choose a surah, choose a couple of surahs, and you will read that to your teacher, and they will, with authorization, move you on to the next lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson, inshallah.
Salam Alykum. Be sure to download your free implementation workbook. We go through it step by step. All the videos correspond with it. We have laid it out very strategically so you can master Quranic Tajweed and Quranic Mastery and implement it while you go along. Okay, so be sure to download this and it will help you on your journey. It's free to download. The link should be in the description. Assalamu alaikum. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please like this video so we know you enjoy it, as we can make more. Please write a comment and tell us what you thought about the lesson. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe now. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.